Welcome to a special virtual edition of the Skeptics track at DragonCon. Make sure you are prepared for another hour of critical thinking.
Hello, welcome to our live streaming Skeptrack for DragonCon for Labor Day weekend 2020. We're streaming from Calico Cove Studios. I'm Dr. Angie, Assistant Track Director, and thank you so much for joining us. We have with us today Margaret Downey, who has been such an important part of the whole Skeptic track for the past several years. And she has been running the parade. Good morning, Margaret. How are you today?
Good morning.
Tell us about the DragonCon past parade entries and what you've done for our skeptical outreach in Atlanta.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Angie, and thanks for inviting me. I'm speaking to you from my office located in Westchester, Pennsylvania. I've been the Skeptic Parade Coordinator for 10 years. And while there's no parade to coordinate this year, my presentation will be about past and future events. You know, just like everybody else who loves DragonCon, I hope that there will be a 2021 event, which will include a Skeptrack entry in our traditional Saturday morning parade. Now, some of you watching this presentation already know about the parade, and many of you have actually participated. So my presentation is going to include a lot of photos, and if you see yourself in any of them, please know how much I appreciated your participation and support over the years. I'll tell you a quick story about how skeptics started to participate in the parade. Participation was a process that evolved after I was first invited to speak at DragonCon about 12 years ago. In 2019, I was absolutely amazed the first time I viewed the parade as a spectator. And I decided right then and there that if I ever got invited back, I would march in that parade. Well, I was accepted back as a speaker in 2010, so I put together a costume parade entry based on the movie Avatar. And my costume was called the Home Tree. I knew that I would be walking alone because according to the parade organizers, there was no category that could accommodate my costume. So
as usual, Margaret, you are standalone.
Right. I applied for the lone Avatar spot and was thrilled to get accepted. Actually, I was hoping to have other Avatar characters come forward and walk with me, but that didn't happen. So as I was waiting for the parade to start, I did get a little concerned when a mailbox approached me and sniffed around the trunk and the grass area of my tree. Now, fortunately, he passed me by and there was no pee or poop incident. But it was thrilling to parade past thousands of onlookers. My heart was racing, but I held my head up high and I enjoyed the 1 mile walk down Peachtree Boulevard. But the highlight of the day was when my skeptic friends complimented me on my costume. I also enjoy talking about the parade experience as I participated in the Skeptrack events. In 2011, I decided to register for the parade as the Frigatrice Cadecophobia Treatment Center. I had hopes that an anti-superstition message could encourage critical thinking and in regards to fears surrounding Friday the 13th dates on the calendar. Now, we had a really nice group to carry the banner, and our costumes got a lot of attention. Derek Bartholomew's and Kim Cooey from California participated. And by the way, Derek and Kim married a few years later, and they are so happy. Living a superstition-free life in Santa Clarita, California. Now, also joining in that parade fun was Stephen Ball. He's pictured on the left, and Bill Creasy is pictured on the right. Stephen is from Texas, and Bill is from Maryland. When we returned to the Skeptrack room at the Hilton, it occurred to me that skeptics are missing a great opportunity, and we should have an entry in the parade every single year. So after talking to Derek Colanduno, the DragonCon Skeptrack director, about this idea, I realized that if skeptics are going to participate in the parade, there would need to be someone to organize it from start to finish. And that someone turned out to be me. Now, during one of the Skeptrack panels, I asked for parade participants, saying that the parade offers us the opportunity to educate the public about skepticism by promoting science, critical thinking, and the value of learning. I also started a fundraising effort to help offset the cost involved to participate. We would definitely need a skeptic banner, signs, and generic costumes. Now, initially, a few generous people donated to the parade effort, but donations are few and far between. Now, Derek set up a Facebook page so that we could share costume and design and sign ideas. We also hoped that the Facebook page would bring in more donations. Now, I also used the Facebook page to post photos and alert participants about the parade rules, the meeting spots, transportation, and the loaner costumes that we have available. I also keep in touch with folks through the Free Thought Society e-zine, which is complimentary and is published every other month. So anyone listening, if you're interested in being involved, please provide me with your email address and I'll place you on the Free Thought Society's email notification list so you can get updates on future DragonCon parade plans and read about each entry that we organize. Now, one of the first persons to volunteer for the 2012 parade was Jim Craig.
Perfect.
He sent this fabulous photo saying that he was letting his beard grow in order to look as much like Charles Darwin as possible. And we were not disappointed when on the parade date, he arrived and Jim looked fantastic.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yep, just dressed as Charles Darwin. It was only my third parade, but making it all about skeptics was very gratifying. It was made all the more special when James, the amazing Randy, agreed to participate. We arranged for him to ride in a car with our group, and that is when I got to know and love Dr. Angie Nat. She provided the convertible vehicle and also volunteered to be the chauffeur. And Randy showed up to the staging area early, and everybody participating in the Skeptrack parade entry took photos with him. Now here you see all 5 of the banner carriers with the amazing Randy. You'll notice that they're all dressed as skeptic lab technicians because DragonCon requires that all parade participants are dressed in costumes, even the banner carriers. Hey, at that end there, that's Angie's son, Wolf, on the right-hand side.
It's a family affair.
Banner carriers are the most important volunteers for the Skeptic Parade entry, because without the banners, onlookers would not know which group is being represented. So we finally got the amazing Randy away from all the folks who wanted to be photographed with him and into the convertible. James Randy had a wonderful time as the fans yelled his name from the sidewalk. Now that year, I was proud to be the monarch butterfly in my monarch butterfly costume, but I realized that I had missed a great opportunity to convey an important educational message. You see, I wanted to bring awareness to the public that the monarch butterfly migration route is in jeopardy due to global warming. But without a sign, I had to shout, "Save the monarch butterfly," as I walked down the parade route. Now, other skeptics shouted things like "Praise science" or "Science rocks." And so that was when I decided to make signs to go with the costumes for the 2013 parade upcoming entry. So the signs enabled us to convey the skeptic mission, purpose, and vision. We had such a nice turnout in 2013, as you can see. But really, the best part of that year's entry were the signs. So most importantly, we wanted to convey the value of education, knowledge, and encourage the investigation of claims of the paranormal. And as we lined up to get started, Michael Alvis showed up wearing Barbara Dressler's Yeti costume. Now, while the costume was fantastic, the sign really made all the difference. Another costume that made people smile and laugh was the educated monkey. Daniel Hayworth did a fantastic job just monkeying around. He interacted with many people, but the children responded the best with giggles and laughter. Tom Schottmiller's outfit conveyed a science message by promoting the study of geology. That bucket he's carrying was filled with interesting rocks, and there was a pet raccoon sticking out of his backpack. So these little surprise costume touches cause people to smile as they slowly get the joke. After hearing an NPR report about the possibility of spelling bees being canceled, I put together this Save the Spelling Bee costume. While we're not allowed to toss candy into the crowd, I was able to give away bit of honey candy to some of the children who were sitting on the curbs. I also tossed that alphabet ball that you see me holding back and forth to people along the route, and they really enjoyed the interaction.
Aww.
And as you can see, Stephen Ball was my parade partner. He dressed as a beekeeper, and he held the sign with our educational themed message. During the parade, we also conveyed a skeptical point of view about alternative medicine. So Charles Miller dressed as a quack doctor, but without the sign, no one would have guessed what the message was that we were trying to convey. So
I remember that.
This photo is a classic. The parade route actually took us past a chiropractic office, so we just had to stop and snap this picture. And what a photo op. Now, Chuck Miller also dressed as the Question Everything skeptic one time, and we think this particular sign and costume conveys an important message about being a skeptic. Another terrific costume that conveyed a skeptic opinion was the 3-person flying pig designed and constructed by Barbara Dressler, Robin McCarthy, and Anna Aharanan. Over the years, our signs, fun costumes, and Skeptics and History Walkers has grown substantially. We've had around 35 to 40 participants per year just in one entry. Now, thanks to cash donations we received at DragonCon and a monthly check from Dr. Angie, the Free Thought Society was able to have professional signs made to replace the signs that I had previously made by hand. At this time, I want to thank Derek Colanduno and Barbara Dressler for providing a banner for the Skeptic Parade entry in 2013. And Barbara also provided the banner we needed to specify our Skeptics in History section. The Skeptics in History section has helped us earn recognition from the DragonCon parade commenters and organizers as a respected educational entry. Now, in 2014, I portrayed Hypatia, and Stephen Ball portrayed Galileo. Stephen Ball made his own costume, and growing his beard completed the look-alike portrayal.
Perfect.
Yeah. Steve Hill from Palmdale, California made a fantastic Frederick Douglass. Steve generated a lot of cheers as he walked in the parade. And even the police officers working at the parade site enjoyed seeing him.
I hear he's very popular these days.
Yeah. Yeah, working hard these days,
Yeah.
right? Each year, a religious group shows up at the parade site, and they carry these huge signs and they shout at the parade participants. Apparently, this religious sect thinks that costuming and parading is a sin because they are there to condemn everyone to hell and convince participants in the parade to become born agains. So, as you can see in this photo, Steve Hill, Stephen Ball, and I took the time to confront this misguided individual, since each of us had on our historical character's costume, and each of our characters had been harmed by the Bible. So Steve talked to him about the horrible Bible passages that support enslaving people. Stephen Ball talked about how the church's interpretation of the Bible caused the imprisonment of Galileo, who disagreed that the earth was the center of the universe. His scientific conclusion that the earth revolves around the sun was, of course, deemed heretical, and he was sent to prison. I talked about Hypatia's murder at the hands of a Christian mob who wanted to stop her scientific teachings in ancient Alexandria. Fanatic Christians grabbed her from her chariot, stripped her naked, and skinned her alive using only the sharp edges of seashells. This little history lesson included the fact that Christians burned down the Alexandria library and pushed early scientific advancements back centuries. Talking to this fellow was exhausting. After the parade, I just had to pull together some chairs and take a nap. We really had tried to educate the born again sign holding fellow, but this religious sect arrives year after year and yells the same crazy condemnations. So now we just ignore him. But from that year forward, we always try to include ancient Greek philosophers in the Skeptics in History section and other philosophers from ancient times. Now, in this photo, left to right, are Dan Barker from Madison, Wisconsin, Chan Ren Ching from San Diego, California, Christine Jones from Los Angeles, California, and Richard Saunders from Australia. Now, as you can see, the Hypatia costume is a loner every year. Now, we clean our loner costumes and store them locally in Atlanta, Georgia.
Basement.
Thanks to Dr. Angie, we're able to keep the costumes safely stored in her basement. And she hauls a full carload of our costumes to the Skeptrack room every year for us to distribute to interested volunteers.
It's up to 2 carloads now.
Oh no!
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Or like one really big giant Uber.
Yeah. We're gonna have to rent a van, I think.
It's okay, it's a labor of love.
Yeah, you're wonderful. I display the costumes and signs across the full length of the back wall of the Skeptrack room on the Thursday afternoon of DragonCon. So by Friday morning, I am ready to distribute the costumes. Some people have reserved a costume prior to Friday, and that really helps us with the distribution duties. Costume reservations can be made through our Facebook page entitled DragonCon Skeptrack Parade. Now, you know you're on the right page when you see the Yeti hiding in the shrubbery as our picture. Now, at the Facebook page, you can view past photos. You can see photos of loner costumes. You can look at the signs we have available, and you can place your reservation for a sign or a costume. Now, between each scheduled Friday speaker, I walk through the Skeptrack room holding a sign asking for parade volunteers. When we distribute the costumes and signs, we request loaner information such as a name, cell phone number, and email address. And we also go over basic loaning information, such as when is this costume going to be returned and how do you plan to do that? Each parade participant, whether they plan to wear their own costume or one of our loaners, receives an envelope of very important information, which includes the parade route, shuttle information, meetup locations, and of course, we include the mandatory parade wristband. All parade participants must also be registered as DragonCon attendees and must wear the issued convention badge so that it's visible to the parade coordinators. And all these rules and requirements are covered when signs and costumes are distributed on Friday. The parade starts early on Saturday morning. Every once in a while, a parade volunteer will not show up at the parade site on Saturday morning. So this is why we will not transport costumes or signs on behalf of anyone. Participants must show up to the parade site with costumes on, signs in hand, wearing their badges and their wristbands. Now, when a no-show happens, that's expected, but a no-show of a banner carrier volunteer is devastating. We need, at the very least, 5 banner carriers. When I started calling banner carriers skeptic heroes, it occurred to me that a skeptic hero costume could be easily created and would be so much better than a lab technician costume. So my artist friend, Emily Brine, painted the word skeptic hero on baseball hats, t-shirts, and capes. Everyone loved the concept, and as you can see, the skeptic hero costume is cool and comfortable. If someone reserves a banner carrier spot, we ask them to wear white or tan shoes, or either white or tan shorts, slacks, or skirt. After every parade, participants meet at the Skeptrack room to cool down. When we provide, and that's where we provide the snacks and water, and then I interview people about where they live, their favorite parade moments, and their overall experience. This slide is Malcolm Hodges. He began portraying Charles Darwin after Jim Craig stopped attending DragonCon. I bring everyone to the stage, and each person has a chance to talk, and the stories we hear are really fun. I love this 1-hour interview session because it gives me a chance to thank everyone for helping us represent skepticism. The best stories about how participants interact with the crowd. Kathy Miller, pictured on the left, always interacts with the children who call out her name. Madam Curry, they say. Leanne Lord portrays one of the most popular characters in the Skeptrack's in History section. Dressed as Ida B. Wells, she receives cheers and claps when she walks by both adults and children. Then there's the Truth Fairy. John Anderson loves giving high fives and showing off his pliers as he walks by groups of children. And this type of friendly interaction proves that skeptics are fun-loving, humorous, and friendly. It's also wonderful to have entire families involved in the parade. This is the Harris family. Yay. It's really special when entire families put together their own costumes. And we love it when people arrive with their own costumes. So if you want to participate in the Skeptrack parade entry wearing your own creation, just give us about a 1-month notice to place and produce an order for a professional sign that matches all the other signs in the parade. And I'm happy to provide the sign and bring it to the Skeptrack room on Friday. Now this is Mandisa Thomas and her 2 sons. Mandisa is the founder and president of Black Nonbelievers, and she is a frequent speaker at DragonCon. She also has a Black Nonbelievers information table each year set up near the Skeptrack room location. Another family that participated together was, coincidentally, also a Harris family. Ian Harris regularly portrays Albert Einstein, and one year his daughter Bella walked in the parade as Nancy Drew. Her mother, Ian's wife, Janine, was our spelling bee that year. Before I move to a question and answer session, I want to show just a few more pictures of some of the most memorable times we've had, and I want to give proper thanks to the people who made everything possible. In 2015, James, the amazing Randy, returned to DragonCon to ride in our Skeptrack star car. And that year, Dr. Angie dressed as a crash car dummy to drive the Skeptic star car. She not only loans us the use of a convertible vehicle for the parade, she goes out of her way to wear an incredible costume to be the designated driver. And in 2018, she wore this awesome costume to drive John Delancey through the parade route. And John loved leading the Skeptic parade entry. And he was the one who requested the wording on the magnetic car sign that you see. We were able to provide the magnetic car signs thanks to an earmarked generous donation from my friend Kim Abel. If you're out there, Kim, thank you. A big thank you to both Angie and John for making the 2018 parade so special. We were thrilled to welcome the Flying Spaghetti Monster to lead the Skeptrack parade in 2019. Teddy Fish is also a terrific speaker, and everyone enjoyed seeing her stay in costume to deliver her presentation.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, we hope she will be a lead car in the 2021 parade, and we thank her for requesting to be in our section. In 2014, the science cheerleaders led the Skeptic parade entry. They didn't actually cheer, but they did stop to talk to some of the children along the route. They gave me the idea to develop a Skeptic cheerleader costume. And I introduced the Cheerful Skeptic in 2018. Allie Sides wore it for the 2019 parade. The character always seems to catch the eye of the parade announcer, so we would love to continue finding volunteers to wear this outfit. We also like to continue using our signs year after year, since we have like a $25 investment in every sign. So here you see Matt Dillahunty in 2019 on the left, and Aaron Ra in 2016 on the right, using the same sign. And both Matt and Aaron make terrific looking Skeptic sheriffs.
Matt will be joining us on Monday too.
Oh, good.
Yay.
Sometimes I look at a Skeptrack speaker and I realize that they would make a great addition to a parade entry. Such is the case with Ben Radford and Julian Mussolino. I suggested to Ben that he portray Clarence Darrow. He loved the idea, and he immediately purchased a straw hat and suspenders.
Aww.
I added the old-fashioned fan and sign to finish the look, but Ben added the grumpy attorney's facial expression to complete this portrayal. Now, Julian arrived to the parade in 2016 wearing his custom-made colonial costume after I told him how much his physical appearance matched the descriptions of Thomas Paine. He is within half an inch height of Thomas Paine. Every year, I ask Derek to provide me with contact information for all the Skeptrack speakers so I can write to them, asking them if they would like to be in the parade. So in closing, I want to emphasize how much fun it is to be in the DragonCon parade, and there isn't any place in the entire world where skeptics can convey our mission, vision, and purpose, while millions watch the parade on their local CW channel and over 90,000 onlookers line the streets of downtown Atlanta. But we need financial assistance to continue making signs, purchasing the magnetic car signs when needed, and adding costumes to our loaner supply. So to make a donation, please visit the Free Thought Society donation page, easily found at our website, and I will acknowledge your tax-deductible donation to a 501c3 educational organization, and I will place the funds into a designated DragonCon category to be used for only this purpose. You can contact me at any time to learn more about volunteering, to help organize the event, participate in the parade, register a character spot, order a sign, and perhaps give me your suggestions on how to improve the Skeptrack parade entry. And I want to thank everyone in the audience today for attending. I hope I've inspired you to be involved in helping us convey skepticism during DragonCon, and I look forward to hearing from you. And now for some answers to any questions you might have.
Oh, thank you so much, Margaret. That's always such a wonderful time.
Hold on a second. Could you go back to my contact slide, please? There you go. Just leave that up during the question answer.
Okay. So, yep. So we really thank you so much for doing everything you've done, and for putting this whole thing together. It's really made a big difference in our representation on the in the DragonCon community. So before we move on, I just want to make sure you mentioned Ben Radford. He's actually we've got a schedule change. We've got he's going to be speaking at 1 instead of the DragonCon folks. There was something that they had to take care of, and so Ben graciously has offered to fill in. So I'm glad that you had his picture there so I could remember to mention it. So is it possible, do you think, that someone could actually go as James Randi, or would that make the universe end?
No, we will not portray any living person.
Okay.
We only will portray our version of someone who is deceased, because we don't want to insult the living person with an incorrect portrayal of any sort. So, people have asked me, well, I want to come as Bill Nye. And I'll say, well, we want to get Bill Nye. But don't come as Bill Nye. We don't want anyone to portray Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's on our list of people who might someday be in our star car. So that's why it's important for me to hold on to that rule that only dead people will be portrayed.
Okay. So do you feel like participating in the parade makes it you miss out on some other parts of DragonCon at all?
Well, not in the Skeptrack, because Derek has been so wonderful in not scheduling conflicting programs during the parade time slot.
Right.
So that's his way of encouraging people to participate in the parade, or at least go to the parade and enjoy seeing the skeptics walk by. I really want to get more pictures of us parading. We can't carry our cell phones and take pictures of us, in our group. So if a skeptic is not going to be in the parade, it'd be wonderful for them to be at a location where they can actually film our group walking by or take pictures for us.
Right. My daughter did that one year, and that's some of the pictures that you've got listed there. So Jim Craig wanted to thank you very much for the mention. I know he has such a wonderful time every time he's in the parade. And Stephen Ball is upset.
Today is his wife's birthday, I think.
Oh, happy birthday. And Stephen Ball is upset that I don't have a tab today, but because of COVID, they stopped making it. So I just wanted to address everyone's concerns. I know that it's sort of my thing, but yeah, they stopped making it. So I'm heartbroken about it. Do you have any other stories that are among your favorites for interactions?
Okay, we're going to go to the next slide, and I want to tell you about this wonderful costume, very inexpensive. I went and got at a outdoor garden shop these bug nets for sleeping, but people can wear their street clothes. They can put this bug net on, and they can actually participate in the parade with this great sign. And even the bug spray has a label that is, no flies, no lies.
If only it were that easy, Margaret.
I know. They didn't spray anybody on the route. But,
well, thank goodness for that.
This is to exemplify how easy it is to participate. You can wear your own clothes. This is a very inexpensive way to provide a costume, and it's easy to transport for Angie.
yeah, that's okay. It's a labor of love.
So let's see the next slide. Let's go back. I should mention, this is Kim Ellingson's family.
Oh.
Her two children. And doesn't her husband speak?
He's speaking tomorrow, I think.
Great. So now you saw their children.
Oh, yay.
Okay, let's see the next one. Oh, I love these costumes. Okay, so as you can see, we try to be punny. We try to attract attention, make people laugh, but also convey science or skepticism in some way. These costumes have been used by a wide variety of people, but I love it when people reserve this, because I can tell them this costume would look best with a white shirt and black pants, long pants, because you don't want to put a server or a chef in something weird, like short shorts or something that a chef would wear. So I just love it when people say, yeah, I really like that server costume, or I want to be the chef. Also, the server isn't holding it, but there's a tray and it has all these condiments on it. That's pretty funny.
That's right.
So that was Nick from Texas, and Kevin. Who's that fellow as the server, Angie?
Oh, that's Neil Carter.
Neil Carter. Yeah. They're very nice people.
Oh yes, absolutely. That was a fun year too. Do you have a favorite costume?
Well,
I know it's like picking your favorite child, but
yeah, I really don't. I just like it when people plan ahead. So, like, it'd be really weird if someone wants to be a Greek philosopher and all they have are tennis shoes. So I really like it if people say to themselves, okay, I've got sandals, she's got a toga here, I've got white undergarments. By the way, I also supply white t-shirts and undergarments, white shorts for the Greek philosophers, and they really appreciate that, because the togas are kind of see-through.
That brings a whole new level to DragonCon.
Yeah, I just really enjoy making the punny signs and creating more and more punny, unexpected costumes. And I have some costumes in reserve because I just bought them, and I haven't even developed them yet. But I've got always many surprises every year for just quick and easy costuming.
Mm-hmm. So Margaret, Stephen Ball wants to have you tell us about your Tree of Life costume.
Well, that was the Avatar costume. And one year I did wear that costume, but I attached laminated pictures of evolutionary process, and I had them all hanging from that tree. And it went from sludge to mammals to different types of animals, to humanoids. So that was pretty fun.
You're always so endlessly inventive with your costumes. So, I'm not really the subject, but I do have some like when I was driving James Randi in the car, I was really struck by how many young people knew who he was, yelled his name, came up and wanted photographs with him. It was really impressive that his reach has gone so far into the future, because he was so, so popular back in the 70s and 80s and such. But people still know who he is. It's just really striking. And then John Delancey, of course, everybody was yelling Q at him, and that was a fun one too. So.
Well, James Randi, unfortunately, will never be in our parade again. He's doing well, but he's in his mid 90s, or no, I guess he's 92 or 93. Mm-hmm. But he's got to slow down sometimes.
You never think that he would, but yes, he's. But we were so lucky to have him when we did. So he was still able to interact with folks, and memory was still sharp as a tack. So it was lovely to see the interactions with folks.
Well, one year when he was there, I was dressed as the frigotriskaidekaphobia treatment nurse. And Jose asked me to help him and be with him while he ran some errands and things. And everybody thought that I was James Randi's nurse.
Well, yeah, it's probably not an unsafe assumption.
Right. I enjoyed it. I played it up big.
Yeah.
I want to be able to spend the last 5 minutes of my presentation with an announcement, but if we have more time, I could show some more slides.
Absolutely, please. Yes, I would love to see more slides.
Okay. So, Mark, can you bring up the slide after the server slide? Okay, so this is a costume that's been used over and over again. In fact, we have two sets of overalls. And as you can see, we're using the Skeptic Farmer sign again. I just think that this is an easy, cool, wonderful way to convey skepticism in a fun way about planting seeds of critical thinking. But there's an alternative reason for me carrying a bucket of apples. I designed that bucket to be a hollow center so that I could lift up those apples that are just glued onto a top. And I can put things in that bucket that people have brought to the parade site that don't go well with their costumes. So I try to design costumes like every paleontologist and geologist. They have a backpack. They have a backpack for a reason, because we don't want people carrying around purses and different items that one would need. Mm-hmm. The firefighter has a backpack, and the backpack reasoning, this type of design has a reason. It's to store items that are unsightly.
Perfectly logical.
Yeah, and one time someone showed up with a giant purse, and we had no place to put it except for behind the banner, and the banner carriers held the purse in back of the banner.
Oh my!
On the parade route.
Heroic.
But it's hard for people to think ahead like that. The purse didn't match the outfit, but she had the purse, so we had to figure out a way to make that work. Mm-hmm. And it did work.
Very clever, very clever. So,
is there another? Oh, go ahead, Angie.
Yeah, more pictures. No, I'd like to see more pictures if you have.
The question everything sign. Okay, one year I spotted Jesus in our Skeptrack room.
Oh, right, I remember that.
And I said, hey, you need to be in the parade. And he says, well, what would I? Would I just walk as Jesus? And I said, no, you would walk with this sign, question everything. and he was a hit. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was in your face about questioning religion. But, that's what skepticism is about, a gentle nudge into thinking critically about your beliefs. And I have to thank Chuck for coming up with that question everything. So I created that sign. And Angie and I have talked about a group of ladies walking in the parade with a question everything sign and having question marks all over their dresses. Be kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
next is Frederick Douglass. Again,
yes.
you know, we are trying to utilize our signs. And oh, Mark, I've forgotten this fellow's name.
Brian?
Brian, yes.
Brian O'Hara.
Brian O'Hare. He was so great. He showed up. He was really into it. Look at that beautiful face. He's just smiling and having a great time. And we'll all love it when we can convey skepticism through our heroes. And Frederick Douglass, indeed, is one of my heroes. Now, this young lady showed up with her creation. She had called me ahead of time, and she told me what she wanted to be, and I gave her the idea of honoring Carl Sagan with a quote. It was perfect. She created this costume. It is so beautiful, and we loved her participating with us. This is Jim.
Love that.
Of course, yeah, with the steampunk, of course, he was honoring Jules Verne with this creation of the moon. His daughter made that. I think it's fantastic.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. But he only got to use it once because something happened to it.
Oh,
but isn't that great?
That is great.
It's beautiful.
I forgot about that one. That was wonderful.
Yeah. Now, the picture on the left is Emily Braun. She is the artist that created the Skeptic Heroes costume, and she is an artist, so this was a perfect costume for her. She could wear her street clothes, just add a beret, a paint palette, and the sign, and we're good to go. And she was such a help during the DragonCon distribution of the costumes. She was my assistant for 2 years. She also does cutouts, silhouettes, and she doesn't charge to do the silhouettes, but we have a little donation jar next to where she's doing the silhouettes, and we say, oh, we could really use a donation for the parade.
A little shakedown, that's okay.
Yeah, and she's so generous and kind with her time. I'm hoping she'll come back someday. And then next to her,
isn't that Susan Gerbic?
Is Susan. And when I saw her on the speakers list a few years ago, I contacted her and I said, Susan, you've got to be in the parade. She said, oh, I don't know what I'm going to be. And the only costume I have is a ghost. And I said, well, then I have the perfect sign. And, you know, you only live once, carried by a ghost is perfect.
Perfect.
So, but I have to tell you a quick story about our old ghost costume. Our old ghost costume was white, and it had, you know, the ghost type things on the edges and the arms. And then it was a hood with kind of the ghost things hanging down. And you could only see the eyeballs as this ghost was walking holding YOLO, you only live once. Well, I turned around one time during the parade and I saw him walking next to Frederick Douglass. And he looked like a KKK.
Oh no.
I ran over and said, don't.
Take the head off, take the head off.
You're supposed to be in the punny section, not the skeptics in history.
Oh my God.
So we learned a hard lesson there.
Oh no. Oh well, I'm glad that that's no longer an issue. So, so before we go on, I just remind folks of the schedule change that Ben's going to be speaking at 1 because I want to give Margaret time for her announcement.
And I just need a few minutes. How are we on time?
You got time to do your announcement.
Okay. So, Mark, could you go down to the bottom slide at the very end of the presentation and bring it on up? So, Derek and Dr. Angie and I are very excited to announce plans for a Skeptic of the Year award. And we will present the very first Skeptic of the Year award in 2021 at the DragonCon event in the Skeptrack room. Now, a world famous sculptor. Could you go up, Mark? backward, there you go. A world famous sculptor, Zenos Frudakis, is creating the award. And this is a photo of his freedom piece located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The award Zenos is creating will be of the highest quality, and he is applying to be a DragonCon speaker so he can be with us in 2021 to present the award in person to our chosen recipient. So Derek is, go ahead and switch the slide backwards. There you go. Derek is setting up an online nomination form, and he will be distributing the link soon. So make sure you are in touch with the Skeptics through the Free Thought Society's website and the Skeptic Facebook page. The Skeptic of the Year Award will be presented every year at DragonCon, and we hope to honor the great work skeptics are doing all over the world. So everyone, this gives us something great to look forward to in 2021, and hopefully the current health crisis will be over and we will be able to see each other at DragonCon 2021. And could you back up to the next slide? I think you have to go backward. There you go. In the meantime, remember that we are looking for donors to help fund the parade and this newly created award. So please earmark a donation to the Free Thought Society at the website, and let's make sure 2021 is spectacular.
Oh, thank you so much, Margaret. We're really excited about that. I think it's just a wonderful gesture to help us recognize folks who have done such a great job. So you should probably get the first award, frankly. But I think you're I think you're not eligible. But still, thank you so much. It's a wonderful thing that we can do. So again, schedule reminder, we're changing that Ben Radford is now speaking to Track the Lizard Man at 1 o'clock. Margaret, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us on our live Skeptic feed, and we hope to see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
As fun as all this streaming content is, we sincerely cannot wait to see you all in person again next year. Remember to stay healthy and safe until then. Wear a mask when interacting with other people out in the real world. Want more Skeptrack? Get more than 10 years of Skeptics Track programming at our video archive, video.skeptrack.org.